to get some idea how the game works. I've been trying unsuccessfully to play Black Desert yesterday. For some reason, we were getting a lot of disconnects and a lot of crashes and restarts, and that seems to have become a very common problem here in the game ever since the remastered patch. Speaking of remastered, that's what you're seeing right now is the remastered version of the game. Let me go to settings and display. If you look here under display quality, I have everything maxed out. And the high-end graphics, under high-end graphics, you have to click on this remastered mode. They also have ultra mode, which is the old Okay, so looks like that paused broadcasting for a bit. So basically when I switched from remastered to ultra mode, that changed some of the shader settings, and you can see that the game actually looks really good in ultra mode. And the main difference between ultra mode and remastered mode is that in remastered mode, it appears that they're doing quite a bit of ray tracing, which for those who are not aware of what ray tracing does is that ray tracing kind of traces the path of each individual light rays, so you get more realistic interaction between the different objects in a scene. It's more physical. It's based on their location, the distance of the light, and the material of the material that is being reflected, things like that. So let me just go through the tutorial to show you how this thing works. And normally, if there's like a connectivity issue, when you click on the menu items and when you try to like interact with the game, it's gonna lag and it's not gonna move forward. Like I won't be able to click on the quests, and it has been very frustrating so far. It may have something to do with the influx of new players, or maybe it may have something to do with like the ISP that I'm using. Although I am currently on a 50 Mbps fiber connection. For those who are in the Philippines, I'm using PLDT fiber, and the latency that I'm getting recently doesn't go below 200 milliseconds, which is really bad. So ideally that should be within the range of 50 to 60 milliseconds.
Olvia is protected by us.
But it's playable. It's playable. And okay. So we now get to the combat training portion of the game. Everyone goes through this at the beginning. They're gonna teach you some skills. Hold on, I'm getting wet here because it's raining. I need to close the window. It's a rainy day in the Philippines, in Manila at least. Okay, so I just closed the window. Let's go back. So the way you perform skills here in Black Desert is you need to like hit specific keys at the same time. So let me just change some of the keys back to the way they were, because I changed the default keys actually. on this game. Okay, so like you for this specific skill, Crimson Fang, you have to hit shift and right mouse button at the same time before it to perform that skill. So for you to perform a combo, you need to hit those specific skills and execute them one after the other. So for you to perform this combo, you have to click the right mouse button and then shift right mouse button immediately after. So let's go ahead and execute that. Okay, so right mouse button, shift right mouse button, shift right mouse button. Okay. So a lot of the combos here in the game can be performed by chaining those skills one after the other. So the first quest here is to kill some grass beetles. And this is what I like about the Striker. The moves are so cool. It feels like I'm playing a character from Tekken or Street Fighter. And one of the cool features about this game is that you can automatically run to a quest waypoint. There are some bugs in the pathfinding algorithm of the game. Like sometimes it'll run into a rock or to a wall and get stuck. See, like what just happened there? We're running onto some obstacles and it just, it keeps trying to go to the quest objective. And now it's redirecting and it's running through some obstacles. So basically we have to kill some weasels, and I'm gonna stop the automatic pathfinder now and kill some mobs. Okay, so once we've completed the quest, we can get the reward. I'm just blazing through the quests right now because, and you guys can't see it, but I'm actually hitting shortcuts to open the quest dialog boxes and such. That makes playing the game a whole lot easier. Okay, so a lot of the game can be played using shortcut keys. So what I did just now is I pressed the / button on my keyboard to open the quest, to open the Black Spirit quest box, and right now I just hit the T button to run to the next quest objective. Wow, see there? This is what I love about this game. It's so cool. Like I feel, it makes you feel powerful compared to other MMOs, because the game is really flashy. The graphics are so good. I mean, even before the remastered mode came out, the game is already very, it's very graphically intense. And I wanted to show you some of the cool outfits in this game. Okay, if you look here, you'll see that the grass isn't actually the what do you call this? The post-processing isn't doing the grass any favors. You can actually see, jagged edges here, which is one of the issues that I have with the remastered mode and with ultra mode. Actually, you can see the individual fur strands, and it's blocky. See there? If you see take a look at the fur of the wolf here. It's quite blocky. That's because the post-processing, you're trying to post-process pixel data that's not there, and even the texture is pretty low res, so One of my main complaints about this game is that, you know, they actually invested a lot of time to create high definition textures for like the character and the outfits, but the actual in-game textures, like for the monsters, for the grass, and for the trees, you see this is really ugly. See, it's using obviously we're using very low res textures here, and it doesn't work if you actually apply post-processing effects like in the remastered mode. So now when you get to your like objective, you can okay, you'll notice some blue blue text above the names of some of the mobs. It means that you need to kill those mobs to meet your quest objective. So here, if you will see these imp soldiers over here, they have quest objective text on top of their name. Wow, I'm really loving this, you know, striker. It feels invincible basically, because you can run from one place to another very quickly. You can just dash a big distance. See there? I just did a combo, and it's pretty cool once you're able to execute them properly. And in this game, you have to manually pick up your loot. Okay, unlike other games where you have auto loot option, you don't have it in this game. And that's part of how they make money. Actually, you have to buy pets with real money. Okay, and I have one pet. I think by default you get a free pet. So I have a one tier chicken. I named him Chandy. So what it does is that the more pets you have, the faster you're at, you know, automatically looting stuff from the ground. Because otherwise you have to press R. Okay, like here. So you see, just a while ago, my pet just automatically picked up the loot for me. And if you stand near a corpse for a bit, you know, the pet is gonna do that, but it doesn't do that, you know, as fast as it should. Like in other games, you would get the loot automatically once the monster dies. Okay, but not in this game. Okay, so when you go to when you have a quest, you will see some arrows pointing out of your character. It means that your quest objective is in that direction. So right now we're supposed to kill, and we're supposed to get Steel Imp swords, Steel Imp warrior helmets, and Steel Imp wizard staffs. So it means that our targets are in different areas. So I'm gonna start with the Steel Imp warrior. You know, that's the thing about the striker. It feels so powerful. Like you can get from one place to another. You can teleport a much larger distance than, say, the wizard or the sorceress or the tamer. In most classes, actually, which is just right, because the striker is a melee class. Quest reward says that I'm supposed to get this malicious sub-box, but I don't seem to be picking this up. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've already gotten one box before in my other characters. So if you look in my inventory, it doesn't show any of the box doesn't appear here. But that's okay, because you can actually share. You can share equipment across different characters within your family. So that's one of the things that differentiates Black Desert from other games, is that it actually encourages players to create multiple characters, and you can share items across your other characters within your family, and you get the benefit of, let's say you grinded a very powerful armor using your first character and you wanted to change to a different class. You can share those, share the armor with your new class.
There's a rumor that
okay. So now that we're in town, I wanted to show you some of the cool outfits in this game. This is the customization page. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to show you the outfits actually, but I hit the wrong shortcut button. So here, in this game, you get a lot of cool outfits, but although some of the clothes here actually, the textures and the models actually look the same between guys and girls of different classes. So let's say here I have a striker and I created let's say a wizard, and that wizard can wear, let's say, this Vinia riding attire. It's just gonna adapt, like the cloth and the shoes are just gonna, they're just gonna wrap around your wizard or your striker or your giant or whatever. Anyways, I wanted to show you what Remastered looks like. So this is the Durandal armor in Remastered mode. You can see that there are actually reflections in this armor, and there's I think the flare is a bit overkill. It's not really necessary to have that many flares, but that that kind of gives a sense of, I guess, realism in the armor. It looks more realistic. It shines and it bounces light off metal, which actually looks metal. I've never seen other games have metal look this realistic. Usually it looks matte, and it doesn't really reflect light, kind of like this. So this is what metal used to look like in other games, and they are using this for cloth, this effect. So you have a cute diving suit set, and the thing about costumes here in Black Desert is that you have to buy them using pearls, which you can buy using real money. And that's how they make money from this game, which kind of sucks, because for you to be able to play this game, you actually have to pay for it first. So you already gave them your credit card and some of your money before you started playing the game, and then now you actually have to pay to get costumes, which is okay actually. I think that cosmetic enhancements are one of the, you know, more acceptable means to monetize a game. The thing about this that I don't like is that some of the costumes actually come with bonuses which make you stronger, makes your grind easier. Like this Venia riding attire gives you 20% more EXP, and this one gives you plus 30-second underwater breathing, swimming speed plus 59. I guess it's okay for the swimming set, but some of the other effects here are quite, you know, it's not exactly OP, but it does give you a significant advantage over other players. Check out this armor. I really love this Blazing Inferno armor, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to create a striker, is because the armor just looks badass, man. Okay, going back to monetization, you can actually melt your armor to get material to craft higher level gear. Although there's a bit of discussion as to how much you actually have to invest in purchasing and melting armor for you to be able to craft that gear, and someone did some calculation over at Reddit or the Black Desert forums that came to about like $10,000 US or something like that. But still, you know, that's something that, you know, if you're a whale, you're not gonna care much about the expense, because you just have to have that piece of equipment. So the armors, the outfits actually look cool, although some of them, I'm not sure what they're trying to get to with, like, say this desert camouflage. I'm not sure I'm feeling this outfit. I've seen people run around with this outfit. I think it kind of looks like the outfit in Monster Hunter. Okay, another fishing set. You also get, you know, accessories like mustache and glasses. Let me zoom out. Okay. So maybe some of you girls are into, you know, guys in underwear. There's a lot that you can get by here if you're into that. And you get amazing looking mounts as well. So the mounts actually, you can actually put outfits on your mount, and this is one of my favorite outfits, the Dark Thorn horse gear. So it changes the look of your mount, it makes it look badass with all that plating and armor on your mount. Okay, I think I missed one. Animus, horse gear, Harleston, Lar, ancient horse gear. And for those of you who've been playing through the remastered, okay, this is the armor for the camel, So you can actually get a camel and a donkey in this game. Okay, and for those of you who played through the remastered launch, you get a free free horse and a free horse gear as well. Okay, this is what I was telling you guys about earlier. The pets cost around 200 to 270 pearls each, and they allow you to pick up items and loot rather along the way as you kill mobs. So it makes your life a lot easier. It makes your grinding much easier because you don't have to click on R to pick up your loot every time. And there's a lot of animals, and they're really cute, by the way. I think that Black Desert, Pearl Abyss, or Cacao, the developers of this game, took the time to develop the models and the textures to make them look good, and I really like the look of the pets actually. See, here we go again. That's a problem with the remastered and with the if you have an HD screen, you get to see all these imperfections when you zoom in, and it looks bad because you know that they are using a very low res textures and upsampling the low res textures. So when you zoom in, it looks bad. Okay. So let's move on to the next quest. So you can actually run by hitting shift, the shift key in this game.
Are you here to meet with Captain Kirk?
And when you run, it consumes stamina. If you notice this bar below your character, the gray bar over here, that's your stamina. So for new characters, I think you get around 90 or 100 stamina. And that goes down whenever you try to perform specific actions like running. And for other classes like the sorceress,
good friends are worth more than my life.
it's gonna consume your stamina when you perform skills. So eventually,
I knew this was coming.
you may want to try to increase your stamina. And the thing about this game is that there's so much to do. It's a very, very deep game.
Greetings! I'm Luke from
Okay,
Velia.
let me show you the character setting screen. Here, under fitness, you have 3 parameters. You have breath, strength, and health. So for you to increase your stamina, you have to increase your breath. So as you can see right now, I'm at level 0 breath, which means I get 0 stamina bonus. As you increase your stamina, as you level this up, you're gonna increase your stamina. Same with strength. Strength affects the weight limit that you can carry. So by default, you get 196. You get to carry 196 LT. And as you go along the game, you're gonna be able to, you're gonna want to increase that because you get a lot of loot, and sometimes it's painful to have to run back and forth across town to change your, to sell stuff and to change your gear. And health increases your HP, and you can do that by eating food. So right now I'm at the stable keeper. I wanted
Where are you
to
from? Not from here.
show you my horse, but apparently my horse is in another town. So I have a donkey named Unicorn, and I have a horse named Loner Cloud. So Unicorn is in Hadel, the name in parentheses, and Loner Cloud is in Alvia. So the thing about this game is that it has a lot of sense of space. You can't just withdraw your horse in whatever town you're currently at. You actually have to run through. You actually have to run to the town or the stable where you left your horse for you to be able to get that horse. So I'm gonna go to the general goods vendor. I'm just gonna sell some of the items that are taking up space, because you do have, you have very limited space in this game, and that's also how this game makes money. They make money by selling expansion slots here. So you can buy expansion slots for as low as 30 pearls, gives you 1 expansion, and 540 or discounted to 360 pearls will give you plus 8 expansion. Okay. So let's see. What else? I wanted to show you the storage NPC. See, automatic pathing in this game is really, it's really bad. I mean, it's okay, it works, but it doesn't work like it should, okay? Because otherwise, when your character detects an obstacle, it should go around that obstacle basically, and for some reason it's not doing that. So I wanted to show you the storage manager, but never mind. Let's just go to the next quest objective. And as you can see in the map, you have an arrow pointing to your next quest objective. So you don't actually have to follow you don't have to rely on the automatic pathfinder built into the game. I usually prefer to just control my character manually, because what it does is that it goes through, it uses the roads to go to your destination. Assuming, and that's good actually, assuming you're riding a mount, because it allows you to avoid the dangerous areas where there are monsters and bandits who can actually harm your horse. And you don't want to do that, because your horse can actually die if you leave it, if you leave your horse and it gets attacked and the HP drops to 0, it can actually die.
I'm telling you, it's not.
So you'd want to
dangerous to
park
be
your
here, so
horse
go away.
in town or somewhere safe.
Welcome to Velia.
Before
Need to use the
you
storage? You can keep more goods if you get a house
before
in
you head
town
out.
and use it for storage.
Okay, so now gonna put some of my stuff here in my storage, and as you can see, I actually have a lot of gear from my previous characters in my storage, and by default you get 8 slots, which you can increase as you go along the game. You can expand your storage
If you
by
borrow
renting a
from
container.
me, you can use the storage even
Okay,
at home.
and that's gonna require contribution points. So let's say I wanted
If you
to
plan on
rent
crafting, you should
container.
leave your materials in the storage.
Um, you, okay, I'm not sure why this container is not appearing.
You can do better than that.
Okay, I think I misunderstood how the container mechanic
Storage goods
works.
can be
I actually
transferred to other regions
haven't used
using
this
a
before.
periodic transport wagon.
Anyway, I'm gonna return the container.
Welcome to Velia.
So basically,
Need to
for
use the
you to
storage?
rent items here in for you to like sell items here in for you to rent stuff here in this game, you have to use contribution points, which you get as you play the game,
What I'm talking about.
and you can use that to rent stuff. Like you can rent a house, you can rent a node, and you can rent additional, additional container space. So let's say right now I'm in Velia, and you see all these houses with blue icons there. You can actually rent that house and turn it to like a storage space, a refinery, or a residence. And if you rent it at, let's say you rent this house as a storage space, you're gonna add 3 more spaces to your storage box. And if you rent it as a refinery, you can use it to craft stuff like this. It allows you to create, weapon reform stones and black stones, which you use to upgrade your gear. And if you rent it as a residence, you'll be able to use it, to decorate your, basically to decorate your house. And you to do that, you pay, with a type of currency called contribution points. And the thing about this game is that even if you purchase, storage space, you can give it back eventually. So for example, for this space, I just try to rent it, and it's gonna process, and it's gonna do some work here before you can actually use it as storage. Basically, I think storage, it takes around 1 minute for you to be able to eventually to actually use that space for as storage. Okay, so while that is running, let's just go to the marketplace. Oh, okay, this is what the free horse looks like. Okay, it's white and it comes with this nice gold armor set that just looks beautiful. It's shiny and it's very intricate and very detailed. I love it.
You can keep more
Okay.
goods if you get a house
So,
in town
let's
and
take a
use
look
it
at
for storage.
our house. So now you see that the space I have in my storage has increased by 3. So now we have 12, sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11 spaces, and that's because we are renting this this unit right here, Velia 3-1, to create additional storage space. And if you go to
If you
the
borrow a container from
storage
me,
guy
you can
here,
use the storage
you'll see
even at
that
home.
we now have 3 additional spaces. And that's for the cost of 1 contribution point, which we can eventually get back if we're gonna return this this space. So you see, if there's a sell option here, which gives us additional, it'll give us our contribution point back. So now I just sold it. We are back to 12 out of 33 contribution points. Okay, so let's go to the not the trade manager. I wanted to go to the marketplace there. So let's go to the marketplace because there's some stuff I want to sell. Okay, this is the marketplace NPC, and basically you can use this to buy and sell gear. To sell your gear, you're gonna have to register it, and okay, apparently I couldn't sell this dagger, so it's not actually sellable. So forget about it. I think I'll just put this in my storage because I actually have a wizard and I think he
If you
might
plan
like
on
it.
crafting, you should leave your materials in the storage.
So I just placed that dagger in the storage space. So let's head back to the action.
I'm not responsible.
As for cheap.
So now we are running to the next quest area, which is the ancient stone chamber. Oh, this is quite far actually. See? Okay, I don't want to do that. I think I want to use my horse. So this is a good time for me to show the horse. So I think my horse is... I have one horse in Delia, or rather a donkey. Which I'll show you in a little bit. So check this out, guys. Right now my breath has just increased. The bar for my health has increased just from running around town.
You have found the right place if you're looking to check in horses and donkeys.
And yeah, my horse is in Olvia. Oh man, it's too far. I wanted to try to get the horse. Whew. Okay. So some of the mounts actually come with skills. And those skills are gonna help you, you know, move faster and do things like that. And you can actually breed your horse. And you can, you know, buy existing horses. So let's see if there's a cheap horse available for sale. So the higher the tier, higher you go in tier, more, you know, the more skills your horse is gonna have. I wanted to try to find a cheap horse that I can afford. I have 9,000 silver. So there's actually a tier 3 horse, but the silver is not, I don't have enough silver to buy it right now, because I normally just leave my money on the character. So I'm just gonna run to the next objective, the quest objective without a horse.
Refrain from going outside the town.
Okay.
We're all over the garden.
So it actually went through the town. Gotta get to this town right here, or this this cave. It's a cave actually that we are getting to. And to get there, we're gonna pass by this town, Western Guard Camp. So we're gonna spend a considerable amount of time running, and usually it is during this time that I try to arrange my stuff, fix my inventory, you know, because it takes a while if you don't have a horse. So the world here in Black Desert is quite vast. If you can see in my screen, the place, the areas that we've been running back and forth doesn't even cover 10 or 15% of the entire map. You have this entire world to explore. And it can get, you know, it gives you a feeling of space, because you don't, you know, you don't have the option to teleport between the towns. You actually have to like run from one place to the other, although you can try to transfer your character from one town to the other, but that would take some time, and I actually haven't even tried that yet. So it's different from, you know, other games where you can just teleport from one town to another in an instant. Here you actually have to run to get to where you need to go. And that's okay, because it trains your stamina, it levels up your horse. So if you want to level your horse, you have to equip your horse and run around with your horse equipped. So we're almost at the underground complex, which is the quest objective, and here we are gonna meet these two guys, Eden and
Must be
Orwin.
destiny that brings you here.
And it's gonna level up your black spirit. Okay. There's gonna be some animation here. Okay. So it gives you a backstory of
Aiden, look at this.
your black spirit, which is what
There's something wrong with the artifact.
essentially
Is it because of
helps
this
you
traveler here.
awaken and reach the the
You
second
are
state of your
infected,
character.
possessed
Once
with
you've
dark
awakened,
energy.
you're gonna get access to more powerful skills. So the story behind this is that
It's not
you
awakened
have
yet.
a black spirit inside of you.
So, tell us anything you might know about the
It's
black
essentially
energy.
black energy,
You must rid yourself of all
and
those visions.
it's gonna get stronger and stronger
It seems
as you play the
unstable.
game. So now that it has leveled up, it's gonna every time your black spirit levels up, it's gonna look different. It's gonna start having teeth. It's gonna get longer until eventually it's gonna look like an actual, an actual human, an actual person with arms and with legs, things like that. So this is like the first time that the black spirit is gonna level up. It now looks like a blob with teeth.
It seems the black energy has consumed your memory. We should tell the shrine.
And there it is.
Gradually,
So
experience
let's
will
complete
show
the
you.
quest.
It must be destiny.
You don't actually
brings
have
you
to.
here.
You don't actually have to. Finish the animation. You can skip it.
Experience will
I just
show
wanted
you
to
the
show
way.
you
Remember, my friend,
what the
I'm Aiden.
Follow the
in-game,
wands.
in-game story animations look like. So hey, we just got +2 inventory expansion item, which I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna keep it there for now. And now we have to go back out and kill some mobs. This time, we'll be killing some tree spirits.
What can we do? They're all...
What can we do? So the tree spirits are over here. If you can see the quest, it's pointing to much further along the map. But actually, you can stop right here. Okay, I'm gonna stop it and start killing because there's no sense in running all the way there if you can start, the monsters are already here. You don't have to run all the way to the quest marker. You can start killing them. Okay, quest complete. So usually when you complete the quest, you have to run to the NPC that gave you that quest, but for these starting quests, the NPC is actually yourself. It's your black spirit. I just equipped a new outfit or new armor. So yeah, you actually have to stop before you can equip. So see, if you look at what just happened there, the automatic path finding system in this game is really bad because it basically relies on the roads to to give you a path to the destination where you're trying to get at. And if you're not on the road, the character has to run to the road first before, you know, it can follow the path that you actually set for yourself. And that's bullshit. Alright, see this bend over here? It's gonna run all the way to the bend before it makes a turn, rather than, say, getting the closest path or finding the closest path to the objective. And that's why when you're just running without a mount, you may want to control your character using your keyboard, because otherwise it's gonna take much longer, basically. Even here, see, it's gonna make that turn before that's it.
No one's studying the
It made that turn before it actually found the NPC, which is just right in front of him. Okay, so now we have to kill our first boss. See, I don't understand why it had to run all the way back there, because the objective is right over here. If you see this light, this light over here, that's where you need to get, because otherwise it's gonna run all the way around the map before it can get to the objective. So this is really cool. So this is our first boss that we're gonna fight as a new player. You have to summon him in a specific location, and it looks pretty badass. It's like a Rhino / Anteater crossover. He's called the Red Nose, and we get to like fight him for a while. Oh man. Okay, my microphone just came off. Let me just fix that. Okay. So more loot. And I'm gonna end my video right here because I need to take a break. So I hope you managed to get an idea of how this game works. If you have any questions or if you have any comments,
The size of the reward they're getting.
if there's something you want to see, leave a comment. I'd appreciate if you give this a video a thumbs up.
Hello, adventurer.
And
What kind of a
subscribe to our
potion do you
channel.
require?
So we want to try to get to like 1,000 subscribers for us to be able to do some cool stuff in our channel. So please do consider subscribing if you found this helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye.
War is tragic, but from time to time